QBO Gym, and this is where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do an entire month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's go ahead and get into today's exercise, which is being pulled from our October Year 1 Strength Training section, where we really focus on sales tax. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to the video up above. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises and completed them in this section, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everyone what you have learned so far. So let's dive into today's exercise where we are going to practice investigating sales tax liability. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise come up for you. I have it here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. Craig is considering purchasing some equipment, but wants to make sure he's not going to be hit with a big sales tax bill. He wants to know if you can look this up for him. Take a look at how to do that. You will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the previous exercises in this section in. If you have not completed those yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to the first exercise. Complete that one and all the ones after it until you get back to this one. They all build on each other, so it's important to start with that first one. I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. So let's go ahead and get started. Each time you collect sales tax from a customer, that amount is, quote, held in a sales tax liability account. It's kind of like undeposited funds. It's just a holding place until you actually pay the bill. You can see the current value of the sales tax liability by running a balance sheet report. So to run that report, we need to get to the reports center. So on the left navigation bar, we're going to click on reports. So here is that left navigation bar. Halfway down is reports. Go ahead and click on that. And then to run the balance sheet, we are going to click on that. It is under favorites as well as under business overview. Either one is fine. Go ahead and click on it. And once you do, you will see that the balance sheet will automatically be run for you. Now, while there are other ways of viewing your tax liability, aka what you owe, the nice thing about the balance sheet is that here you can see all other balances too. For example, since Craig uses accrual accounting, you can see what other bills he has to pay in the accounts payable account. So if I scroll down here, you can see accounts payable right here. You can also see the loans that are on the books and the current balance of his checking accounts. So all liabilities would be down here, and then here is that checking account right there. This gives him the total picture so he's better able to make a decision about that equipment. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Board of Equalization payable line. So if we scroll down to the liabilities section, under other current liabilities is this Board of Equalization payable. It's for me $397.07. So go ahead and click on it to open up a drill down report. So this transaction drill down report lists every transaction that makes up the number that we just clicked on. Here you can see the amount of the sales tax for each of the transactions. You can see, if I scroll over here all the way, you can see what that amount is associated with each line. So you can even see the total liability reduce when a sales tax payment is made. You can see that right here. Note that if you're paying multiple taxes, they will be listed separately, even if you're paying them to the same agency. What you can't see on this report is how much the total bill was and how much of the total bill was taxable. Remember, in this scenario, products were taxed, but services were exempt. For that, you'll need to run a sales tax liability report. While you can run it from the report center, it's also accessible directly from the sales tax center. So let's go ahead and take a look. So from the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over taxes and then select sales tax. So taxes is close to the bottom here, hover over that and then select sales tax. And the tiles in the sales tax center are also helpful. They show how much has accumulated for each period. But that's just for the current period. And while you can scroll through the lists underneath to see individual periods, there's no grand total here. So you can see that amount right here. You can also scroll down to see if there is an amount down here as well. So let's go ahead and click on the down arrow next to reports and then select tax liability report. So click that down arrow, select tax liability report. Now note that in the report center, this is also called the sales tax liability, but it's the exact same report, just slightly different name. So the sales tax liability report shows all the tax that accrued during the selected period. Note that the report period this year to date right here, or for report shown below right here, is not the same as the reporting filing period or frequency that you set up for the agency. Because this report just shows accumulated totals, it will not change when you make a payment. This report shows the total of the invoices that included sales tax, how much of the total was taxable, how much was not taxable, and then the amount of the tax collected. You can see that here. You can click on any number. Where did I go? You can click on any number in the report to see the transactions that make up that number. So we're going to click on the tax amount in the California row. So go ahead and click on that. For me, it's this 409.44. Click on that. And here is another transaction report that is similar to that drill down report that we saw when you clicked on the balance sheet. However, this time you can see the tax rate, right here, the tax amount, and the amount of the invoice that was taxable. If you wanted to view the actual invoice here, you could do that too by clicking on any of the invoices numbers here as well. But anyways, that is how you would investigate sales tax liability. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to continue on, and if you want to join, be sure to leave this session of the sample company open, as you will need it for the next exercise where we practice making a customer tax exempt. And I will see you in